Hi, my name is Christine, and this is my grandmother, Mary Demont, or affectionately known to those who knew and loved her as Nana, Mom, Auntie, you name it. And this is her story. In January of 2021, she started having issues with a hemorrhoid. So she started the process of self-treating. After several months when that didn't work, she reached out to a doctor, and since we were in the midst of a pandemic, everything was done over the phone. So she got antibiotics and more from the family doctor. So this carried on, and it became to irritate her more and more to the point she was getting uncomfortable sitting. This woman was 82 years old. In August of 2021, she developed a DVT, also known as a deep vein thrombosis, in her leg. So she was placed on blood thinners and told that she would be placed on a wait list to speak with a blood therapist. And Nan, being who she was, said, "Can you see my leg through the phone?" She always had jokes. In November of 2021, the hemorrhoid grew to a point that it was difficult for her to have bowel movements, and it was quite painful for her to sit and get up and down or even drive. So in January of 2022, she finally got in to see a specialist, and upon looking at it before even doing the biopsy, he confirmed that it was cancer. So after a CAT scan and MRI, it was confirmed that it was indeed stage 3C anal margin cancer that had invaded the anal canal and also into the vaginal canal. So in February, we started the process. Come March, she started her 6-week treatment program. This woman, healthy as a horse for 82 years old, was deemed fit to undergo not just radiation, but chemotherapy as well. At the end of April, she finished her chemotherapy and radiation, and the mass had entirely disappeared. However, on May 7th, she suffered a fall and hit her head, and we would tragically lose her 2 days later, the day after Mother's Day. Now, what we didn't know was that these groups and these supports were out here because it probably would have made a world of difference, and she wouldn't have felt so alone. We wouldn't have felt so alone. And what was missed and determined afterwards is that as a woman who had HPV when she was younger that resulted in a hysterectomy, she then had breast cancer at 70. She, a few years prior to the anal margin cancer, developed a spot on her face that was also deemed cancer. And what they didn't do was put 2 and 2 together with the mass on her bottom and the blood clot, because they go hand in hand with each other and are generally cancerous. We didn't have the support system that the HPV and Anal Cancer Society have out there. We were very alone in all of this, and even though we are 100% sure that this woman beat stage 3C cancer, it was devastating to lose her to such a tragic event. I would recommend the HPV and Anal Cancer Society to anybody else that I meet along the way in my life. If not for me, for her.